hoping that this video doesn't turn into me discussing smut. What is up, all you literary pimps and gems? It is your girl Deja, and I am back with a brand new video on my channel. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been participating in the Sobathon, right? And it's been a little bit depressing. So to make myself feel better, I was like, you know what? I should do a tag. And I just happened to be reading fan fiction as I made this decision. And I was like, is there a tag about fan fiction? And lo and behold, there is a tag about fan fiction. Oh yeah. So if you guys read the title, I'm going to be doing the fanfiction tag, which was made by Jen over on Jan Campbell. I will put a link down in the description below to the original tag video. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into this. Oh, I'm going to be looking at the questions on my phone because, you know, screenshots are a thing. Question number 1. Do you read or write fanfiction, and why? Yes. I read and write fan fiction. Why? Because I feel like when you read fan fiction, that's like the only time it's okay for like your morals and ethics to kind of take a back seat, and you're just like, you know what, this is not something that is okay for you to do in real life. But in this instance, tie him up. Question number 2. How and when did you discover fan fiction? How old were you? How? Through my friend Danielle. When I was sitting in history class, and then I believe I must have been about 11, 12 years old around this time, right? Was I? Yeah, I was probably about 11, 12 when I discovered fan fiction. I know, I was corrupted so early on in my life. But there was no going back. Question number 3. How has fandom and fiction evolved since you found it? It's become a lot more territorial and a lot less forgiving. It used to be that if you like shipped 2 people together, whether or not they were canon, it was okay. You found people who shipped what you shipped, and it was everybody just kind of stayed in their groups. Some people were parts of multiple groups. But like nowadays, it's like if you ship something that's not canon, or if you ship something that somebody else doesn't like, they will say so many mean things to you. They will call you out. They will say you're a horrible person. It's just become really nasty, right? And I miss the old days where everybody was just allowed to like pair together whoever they wanted to pair. Like, some of y'all need to chill. Like, Shadowhunters fandom, I'm talking to you. Question number 4. Do you still engage with it in the way you used to? Absolutely not. I am a lot more engaged now as an adult than I was when I was a kid, because as a kid, like, it's like, you know, there are certain lines you won't cross. As an adult, you're just kind of like, I don't care anymore. So no, I'm a lot more involved, I think, on the reading side of it than I was when I was younger. But when I was younger, I was a lot more involved in the writing part of it, a lot more than I am now. Question number 5. Which fandoms do you enjoy reading / writing? For reading, I only stick to like one fandom at a time, right? So the very first fandom I ever read was Naruto, right? I think for a lot of people that was like their very first fandom. From Naruto, I think I moved on to Criminal Minds. From Criminal Minds, I went to Teen Wolf. I kind of juggled between Criminal Minds and Teen Wolf for a while. Then I moved on to Bleach, and then, which is the anime, and then finally I'm on Shadowhunters, and I've kind of been on like a Shadowhunters like obsession for like the past year and a half, give or take. As far as the writing aspect of it, I've only written 2 fanfiction. One of them I didn't complete, but both of them were Criminal Minds. One of them was a gift exchange that I did with another writer, and basically what we did is like we wrote short stories and we exchanged it with each other. So I wrote her one, and then I did another one for Criminal Minds, but I never actually completed it, so it's like floating somewhere on the internet out there. Question number 6. Who are your OTPs? So my OTPs are... I'm just kidding, there's not that many. There probably are, but I'm not going to go through all of them. I ship Malik, I ship Sizzy, I ship Clace, Grim Ichi, Sasunaru, Steric, Stydia. Occasionally I'll ship Sizik. What else? Hotch and Reed. I don't know. Like, okay. Like I said, I have a lot of ships and no time at all whatsoever to go through all of them. Question number 7. Have you told anyone that you write fan fiction? if I have friends who like read or like watch anime and manga, I will tell them, be like, oh, like, have you heard of like this fanfiction story? Or people who are like into like fandoms like Shadowhunters or Harry Potter, even though I've only read one Harry Potter fanfic. Other people who read it or other people who mention it first, yeah, I'll tell them that I read and that I write it, and they'll be like, ooh, right? And then we have something else that we can connect about. We can be like, yeah. Question number 8. What does fanfiction mean to you? For me, I really like fanfiction because I'm a firm believer that everybody has a story to tell. But not everybody can write like Charles Dickens, Liebert, and Leigh Bardugo, okay? Not everybody can write like that. That's absolutely not. I realize those are way two very different writers, but you get what I mean. So I like reading fanfiction because even though sometimes like the grammar may be horrible, there may not be punctuations in certain places where there should be, or punctuations in places where there shouldn't be, or if like the writing just overall is very mediocre and low level, as long as you can convey your story and somebody reads it, I believe that that person has achieved their purpose. Question number 9. Do you prefer canon-based fanfiction or AU? Okay, I like both, alright? So here's the thing. When it comes to canon, I like it when people do like alternative endings, or how this is how I think this should have gone, or they'll add in some type of like extra factor on top of what's actually already happening in the show. For AU, I'm not gonna lie, I probably read a lot more AUs than I do canon, because it's fun seeing characters outside of like the world that they were built in, and kind of seeing how people would portray them in like other worlds. So I leaned more towards AUs, but I read both. And then the last question, question number 10, is tell us about a fan fiction you've either read or written. Okay, I'll tell you both. I'll start with the one I wrote. So remember I told you that I've written 2, and one of them I didn't finish. So the one I didn't finish was a Criminal Minds fan fiction, and it revolves around Reed. And what basically happens is that one of these detectives in California is trying to figure out who's been murdering all these people and dismembering their bodies. Yes, I know, it's like, what? It's like, yeah, don't judge me. And basically what happens is they get a tip off that the killer is like holed up in this hotel room, and when they get there, it's Reed. And he doesn't know where he's at, and come to find out he's been missing for the past 2 weeks. So not only is he the #1 suspect in this crime, but his team has to come and they have to figure out who the real killer is, or is it possible that Reed has had some type of like psychotic break and he actually is the killer. Like I said, never got around to finishing it, but it's floating out there somewhere, and if you find it, have fun. Now, as far as one that I've read, I'm gonna go with, okay, so one that I've recently read, okay, so I read this AU, it was a Malik fan fiction, and actually I'm gonna tell you about 2 of them. The first one was an alternate universe where Alec is a ballet dancer and Magnus is a, like a free, what is it called? He free dances, basically. I'm pretty sure there's like a word for that. Think of it as Step Up, but with the characters from Shadowhunters, and the plus tweaked quite a bit, but for the most part it kind of follows like the central theme of it's kind of looked down upon for like you to be like a free dancer, like even if you're like good at it, it's just like, no, we are prim and proper with our ballet dancing. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. There were things that happened and I was so emotional. The other one is also a Malik AU. In this one, Alec is actually a professional boxer, and then Magnus is the one who owns a dance studio, and it kind of delves into the fact that Alec is part of a very homophobic type of sport, right? And kind of how he deals with that, plus his relationship with Magnus and how they start getting to know each other. It was really good. It's one giant one-shot, right? If you guys don't know what that means, it means that there's just that one chapter, but that one chapter is like a full-on short story. So prepare yourself to sit down and just read through it. I thought that tag was like super fun. I've been looking up a whole bunch of stuff about fan fiction because unfortunately that's not something that we talk about a lot here on BookTube, but I feel like BookTube is something that we use to talk about stories, and fan fiction is just another type of story. So more than likely I'm gonna do like a little mini short series where I do like fan fiction discussions, talk about some recent fanfics that I've read, kind of like the ups and the downs of like the fan fiction world. So this might turn into like a little bit of a mini series. Right now in my head I'm thinking that this is going to be in roughly 3 to 4 parts. I'll have like fixed everything and kind of got like a nice rough estimate by the time I post this. But yeah, so if you guys look forward to that, subscribe so that you guys know, and hit the little bell so you guys know when I upload my next couple of videos, because this is gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna enjoy myself. And also, before I let you go, if you're watching this, consider yourself tagged, alright? And if you do make this video, or if you do decide to do this tag, definitely leave a link down in the comments below so that I can come watch your video. And that way, if I know that like we read the same type of like fandom fan fiction, we can fangirl about it together. So that's all I have for you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more content from moi. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!